Sitting in a cafe enjoying what might possibly be the best buns I've ever had. Sipping my coffee, enjoying the view of North Korea? One of the most mysterious countries in the world, right in front of me. This is Tumen, the border gate between China and North Korea.
We're in North Korea. Almost.
Most people have heard about North Korea in the news, myself included, and let's be honest, the coverage hasn't exactly been positive. Described as essentially just one large prison, where you will surely face a painful end if you criticize the oh-so-glorious leader. From the rooftop of the cafe, you can see a North Korean town on the other side of the Tumen River.
There are people living in it? I don't know.
But the coffee shop is not very tall, so you can only see soldiers guarding the border gate.
North Korean soldiers.
And smoke coming out of the chimneys of the apartment buildings. Seemingly, they don't have central heating. I guess they don't believe in global warming in North Korea either, huh?
I don't think it'll be a very pleasant trip if we try to go. It doesn't look very nice.
Yeah. I saw a South Korean content creator. Like, he was telling the driver, don't take me to that bridge, I won't come back.
We decided to go on and find somewhere higher on the mountain to get a better view. Then we were stopped by volunteers because, spoiler alert, I'm not Chinese. I know, very shocking.
我俩住在杭州。试驾吗？不是，就坐那个高铁过来的，从那个延吉。
So, I'm not from here, so they need to know what country I'm from, and
Yeah.
they need to register that I'm here.
Yeah. Because, you know, it's a border control place.
Yeah.
Luckily, you're Danish.
I am not from a hostile country. My country is stupid, but not that stupid.
Yeah.
So, I had to wait for the cops to come and check my passport.
你这个是什么？啊？你把这个关掉。我没开。这是什么东西？就是一个摄像头。你拿过来。我要不把这个电池也给你吧？就是运动相机。
中国所有的边境地区移民警察
都得登记。
就是到哪儿以后，我们这有个软件，我给你看一下。属鸡的。
对，属鸡的。
哎呀，我正好比他大一轮。哪是一轮？两轮。
是一轮，不可能两轮。
你这样，你俩旅途愉快。
行。
But luckily for us, the crisis was averted, and the two police officers were actually really kind and funny. And they were pretty curious about us. We were standing there with a bunch of camera equipment, and we were clearly a couple. So we got asked a few questions, but honestly, it was just a very friendly chat. Finally, we got on the mountain.
This is Tumen.
And
This is Anyang, I think.
Anyang.
It's the city. And
Kind of sounds like how they say hello.
To be honest, observing North Koreans in this way made me feel a little uncomfortable. I gave myself the ick a little bit. On one hand, I'm curious about what life is like over there. On the other hand, I feel like some type of weirdo lurking in through someone's bedroom window, treating them like animals in a zoo. At the end of the day, you notice that humans are just humans. We're all looking for similar stuff in life. Kids are having fun without a care in the world.
yeah.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
Oh, they're swinging like crazy. I used to do that, and then you jump off.
Yeah. Look, they're playing volleyball.
People are just people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
People are doing sports, walking around, smoking, working. They're probably very similar to you. Thinking about what they'll eat for dinner today. Kids are thinking about who they want to hang out with. Grown-ups are thinking about, will I ever get a raise? It's very easy in today's political climate to dehumanize one another. I'm sure they know that we're watching them on this mountain.
Yeah.
And I want to know, how do they feel about that?
One is ours.
I don't know.
我也不知道。不知道 nothing.
We left Tumen and we attempted to take a bus heading to the coast along the borderline, but we were told to get off. Apparently, foreigners are not allowed on the bus.
外国人啊，
对，一个
外国人可以打车或者怎么的，有可能过不去边境地区。
他刚才已经登记了一下子了。
不是，这登记没用，边境我们去的边境我们车做不了。
这个做不了是吧？行。
Oh well, it is what it is. We had to take a taxi to the border instead, and that turned out to be a blessing in disguise. The scenery on both sides was very magical. We saw Russian-style buildings, Korean-style, and we saw waves that were frozen.
How in the world?
It's so crazy. It's so cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Kind of scary, actually.
The other
because-
side is North Korea.
You can see their watchtowers.
Where? Oh, on the hill.
And on that corner. There's
Yeah.
also one.
This is not a wave that's moving. It's not a picture. It's ice.
Frozen.
Yeah.
I have personally never seen anything like that.
They have a little like Great Wall thing.
Yeah, I was thinking that. The difference is this wall is made to keep people in.
We saw North Korean watchtowers, and the woods were on fire. Our driver turned out to be a local, and he told us some of the craziest stories I think I've ever even heard. He told us about how they took down all the trees on the other side of the border so that the guards could see if anyone was trying to escape.
他不用这种狠的政策也不行，就是老百姓都跑没了。如果说他不带连坐的话，老百姓早都跑没了。
He told us about tiger attacks, how he got scammed in Korea by the police, no less, and borderline blackmail by a child to pay the kid money.
朝鲜的地方属于大战产业，我这么给你打个比喻啊，你在朝鲜建了个赌场，一开始你肯定得跟政府有所合作吧？你赌场建完了，政府或者军方把你清走了，你变成人国家的充公了。
这是杀猪嘛，就是养肥了就杀了。
对，就跟你没有关系了，你上哪告都行。
你在上哪能告去啊？那
我们当地有个老板，就是我们当地一个商场南阳购物广场，他那是1、2、3、4楼，购物广场挺大，他那值不少钱。这个老板呢，就是上朝鲜建赌场去了，建的就是挺漂亮，赌场什么都建完了，也跟当地政府合作，建完了，当地政府就把他那没收了。没收不行啊，他这个人在我们当地也是黑社会背景，也挺有实力的，那你没收我能干吗？带着人去朝鲜去，让人都扔监狱里头了，你啥时候服了放你回国，你要不服就一直关着。
我操，
就是明抢。
那你国家信誉都没了，谁跟你做生意啊？
就是这样，朝鲜。
对。
我跑过朝鲜嘛，16年到19年这3年时间去了很多次朝鲜。我会拉小货。朝鲜的海关工作人员啊，你过一趟你就得一次性给钱，你不给钱你就拉正常的用，就是不是违禁品你也过不来。
我操！
过一趟你必须得给钱。
那他们那个贪污也挺严重啊。
老严重了。咱们正常的海关，就像咱中国的，你不拉违禁品，你随便过。
对。
朝鲜呢，就是你不拉违禁品，你想过去你得给我钱，你不给钱你过不去，就给你扣了。
I think it's so ironic because you know in Denmark people think like oh Chinese people in North Korea is friends. Like China, Russia, North Korea are all very close.
They're not.
And I'm like, it's just neighboring countries that have to deal with each other.
我跟你讲个我亲身的经历。我跟我朋友俩，他是朝鲜族嘛，我俩一块上朝鲜拉小货嘛。上午就是我俩到那儿收完小货了，在那个朝鲜的饭店后边停车，我俩去吃饭，面包车嘛，也是破车。我俩刚后边停下，后面有个朝鲜小孩骑自行车撞上后半杠上了。咱破车也没事儿，撞了你走吧。我俩没搭理他，我俩进屋吃饭，小孩跟进来了，跟我俩要100块钱人民币。完了，我这朋友朝鲜话他都会嘛，上一边你撞的我车还跟我们要钱，我没给你要钱不错了，滚。就骂走了。不一会儿，小孩领着警察来了。完了，警察进屋了，让我俩靠边站，来警察，让我俩靠边站起来。完了，我朋友问他说怎么回事， 撞的我们车。朝鲜警察说了，你们不来我们朝鲜人是不是撞不着你的车？原来你赔他100平，现在我也来了，你还得再跟我拿100，你得赔200。你要不赔钱，我们给你带走。说赔不赔吧？
我操，
赔了200块钱。
Oh my god. That logic is crazy. It's corruption.
其实没
This
西方
happened
国
in
家的人啊，
Turkey.
能雇70块钱尽量别去呀。
We did make it to Fangchuan,
Damn.
where the land masses of China, Russia, and North Korea border each other.
We're at the China-Russia-North Korean border viewing point.
So which side is Russia?
不知道.
This is Russia.
That's Russia?
Yeah.
This huge piece of land used to be a part of China, but due to Imperial Russia's aggression, Heilongjiang lost its coastal line and harbor.
Obviously, people actually lived there. Chinese people lived there before it got occupied. And to get rid of those people, Russia massacred them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why a lot of Dongbei people don't feel very good about Russians. Look,
And this side is North Korea.
Yeah, that I know.
Yeah.
And this is China.
Yeah, you can see the I think there's a border, like the fence. You can see the green one. That's the border.
Wow.
And this is where the border is. You can see the fence. And this is the tip.
Now, if you look closely, you can see the Sea of Japan in the distance, but you can't get there.
to Chinese people, especially locals, it's called Outer Dongbei,
Yeah.
even though it's part of Russia currently.
Yeah. This passive land and they don't use it.
This, the Tumen River, is the only thing separating Russia and North Korea. It goes to the ocean and the two countries build a bridge over it.
Yeah, and that train, you can see, they're carrying stuff from Russia to,
Oh wow, there's
North
actually
Korea
one
right now.
going right now.
yeah.
You can see train carrying goods from Russia to North Korea, and one could reasonably assume that a couple of months ago North Korean soldiers might have gone through this bridge to the battlefield in Ukraine.
And they just carry all the equipment and stuff and soldiers from this side to this side.
However, this low bridge between Russia and North Korea blocked most big ships from getting out of China to the ocean. And that's the point of it. In Fangchuan, you can see free countries all at the same time. But to most Chinese, this place still carries the memory of the century of humiliation. The relationship between China, Russia, and North Korea is not at all like what the Western media describes it as allies. It's a pretty sensitive relationship, and it changes with the political climate. Personally, I like to compare it a little bit to you having a neighbor. You want to stay cordial with your neighbor, even if you don't necessarily like them and you guys don't necessarily always get along, but you try to keep the peace for everyone's best interest. But regardless, no one can deny that this region is influenced by different cultures and has become its own unique thing. I never thought that I would ever visit the border of Russia or North Korea in my whole life. It was a very unique experience, and I think it left me with a lot of reflections, both in the way I see these two countries and how I see the world as a whole.